Hi everyone, and welcome to the part 9 of this course. And in this course I'm going to be talking basically on how to style HTML forms and input feeds, and I'm also going to be talking about the CSS class selector. We are going to be doing some other stuff with it. So without wasting our time, let us get into it. All right. Please, if you are here to subscribe to my channel, and please try to do so by clicking on the subscribe button. It is very important to me. It goes a long way and it keeps me going. All right, so let us get started. Okay, so let's go back to our project, and let's go back to that project. Where's it? That's my site, and let's open it. I just like to open our recent stuff. So this is what we have, and this is what we were able to do in the last class. You understand? So then we can do more. All right, let's go back to our code editor. I still have the project open. If you don't know how to open your project, just go to the VS Studio and you click on new for open folder. You understand? Then you select the folder on your desktop where you have it, and you open the folder. Then it's going to take you here. All right, now I'm not going to be wasting our time. In the first part of the video, or in the previous video, we already talked about HTML forms. So in order to make this video as short as possible, I'm going to just copy this form down here. This is the form, and so that we can just style it. Okay, yeah, I think it's here. So I'll copy it here and I'll go to that my blog.html. I'll come back after the after the first section here. Then I'm going to paste the form here. You understand? That's what we want to start. Then we might not style everything, but let's just remove some part out of it. You are going to get it actually, so that it's not going to be too long. You understand? So that's not going to be too long. Okay, let's reduce it a bit. Let's remove some out of it so that we're going to get something smaller. Let's just do something simple so that at least we can get what we are doing for now. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let us save and get to that page now. I'm still on this same page, and let's go. It's going to be at the bottom. Yeah, can you now see the form now? This is the form we have. Okay, so this is what we're going to style in this tutorial. In this video, we're going to style this form. We are going to be styling this form. You see, it doesn't look fine, right? So let us style it now. And don't forget that this form is not even it's not in the container. You understand? The other one are in the container div, and I just brought it out. But if I want to do it very well, let me even see my HTML. Where is the container? Do I have anything like container here? Yeah, I just have a section, first article. Yeah. Okay, fine, it's fine. This is what we are going to do now. Let me just get rid of this form again. You understand? It doesn't matter. You can also create your own from scratch. Now let's create another div, a div tag now. Let's create a div tag. I want to give you the class of container. So if you want to do it, let me teach you this shortcut. Since it's a div, just type dot container. If you are using VS Studio, it's going to know that you are trying to create a div with a class of container. Okay, so now inside this div now, that's where I want to have my form. And even before the form, I want to have another div with a class of form group. Okay, so I want to have a div with another form with class of what? Form group. Then I have it inside my container div. Okay, so this is it right now. So inside this form group, that's what I want to have my form. So let me just scroll down so that I can get it now. This is the form, and I have a label. I've taught you this one in the previous video. You can check for it. If you have missed that video, you can check the description link for the previous video. This is just the part 9 of this course. So this is the label. This is the input type, text, input type password, input type date, input type email. We have a lot of them, and what's it called? the text area, you understand, and the submit button. Okay, now let me save it now, and let's see what's going to happen. It's still going to be the same, right? Yeah, still the same, right? That's cool. This is what we are going to do now. We'll go back to that. We'll go back to this stuff now. Now we already have an input. We already have a div with a class of container. Let us go and style that class. I'm using a class selector now. Okay. Now we go to our CSS page and our external CSS. Then we start the container by using the dot selector, then followed by the name of the div container. You understand? What I want to specify? I want to specify the width of this container to be I want to specify the width to be 80%. This is CSS. We don't use equals to, it's not an attribute. I'll specify the width to be 80%, and let's see what's going to look like. So don't forget that the form is inside the container. The form is inside a div that is inside the container. By the time I go now, you see, can you see something now? That's the width. Now this is the width of this container, 80%. But now let me even see if my spelling is correct. Container, CONTINER. I'm just going to copy and go to that page and let's see if it's correct. Or better still, I just replace it so as to save ourselves stress. What's here? Container. So I just put my opening bracket again. That's all. I think I'm fine now. So now you see that you still notice that nothing happens, right? That's the width. But let me now specify the margin of this container. Now I'll set the margin. I'll set the margin, overall margin, to be what? Automatic. So it's going to calculate the margin based on the 80% that we have here, and it's going to give them even margin. Can you now see now? Because what? This form is inside that container now. So because I specify the width of that container, it should be 80% of this page, and the margin should be auto. So automatically it creates a uniform margin at the left and right. Okay. So my form is inside this div now. Okay. So what else do I want to do? Let's go. Let's talk about it now. Now let's talk about it. I'll go to the page now. That's the container. Let's go back to our page, which is the. So I've already styled this container, which is what? The one that is housing the div that is housing this form. Okay. Now another thing I want to do again is that after styling the container, I said the container width to be 80% and the margin to be auto, so that whatever that is inside, we also take the styling. You understand? So that's why the form that is inside is now what is, because this div itself. Okay, for example, let me just do something so that you can get what I'm saying very well. Let's go back to that page and that container. Let us give it a background color so that you can see what I'm doing clearly, so that you can know that there's the container I'm talking about. What color should I give this thing? I think this guy is cool. I don't know, dark oak child or dark oak cheat. So let's go now. This is the container that we have just styled. Okay, now that's the container. Initially, if I did not specify the width of that container, let me remove the width and the margin from the container. Let's remove it out. You see what I'm saying now. If I remove it now and go back, I only have the color. Can you now see now? It's 100% before, and the form is inside that container. But now, if the container is safe, I can specify that the width of this container should be 80%. Definitely, the form will be inside that 80%. That's why I specified it. But if you want it to span through, the container, you want it to span through, it's fine. You understand? It's always fine. It depends on what you want to achieve. But for now, let's go back and add our margin auto and the width to be 80%, so that you can get what I'm saying. I'm going to leave the color there. You understand? So that's it, right? So it's going to add a margin of auto, and if you try to shrink your page, you see that it's going to be responsive just because of the margin auto that we added. So on mobile phone is going to be nice. But that's not where I'm going today. I want to talk about how you can style your form. Okay, now let's go back to this page now, and let's go to that page again to know what we want to start. The form group. This is the form group this is another div that is housing the form. All right, I'll just go back here and say this form group. I'll come back here and I'll say this form group. You know what? This form group, I want to give you, it's a class, right? Don't forget, and you are selecting a class, use the dot Now I'll say I want to give this form group, I want to give them a padding, a general padding of let's say 2 rem. Let's just try things out. Okay, so let's go back here now. Can you now see now that the form group now this is the form is starting from this label and whatever, but I gave the form group, this is the form group, that because this form is inside the form group, and I gave them I gave that form group a padding that okay, create a space between the form. I told that the padding is the space between the content and the particular div you're talking about. So if I want to make, let's do something now, that form group now, if I decide to add another color to that form group so that I can see what I'm doing better, you understand? It's just for tutorial sake. Let's just see, I apply this color to it and save. You see what I'm saying now? Yeah, this is the container and the form group is inside the container. So by the time I apply this guy now, but when I apply the padding to it now, the padding is for that form group because the form group is where the form lies. You understand? If you go back to this my div, go back to my HTML, and you see that this is a container, but inside the container I have the form group. You understand? So the form group also has to go in line with the word, the container style, because the container has 80%, so it's already inside it now. So this form group now, and I add the padding to that. Okay, create a space between you and this form that I have inside of you around it. So that's why I have the padding here, and that's why it's able to create a space around the form. Can you now see now? Which is very cool. I think that's cool. Let me remove this color for now. Let me remove this color so that we can get it now. See, let me go back. If I remove this padding from that form group, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. Can you see, without the padding, you know, there's no space around the content and the word and the form. But if I put it back again now, the padding in the form group, you understand, I'm going to have it back. I'm going to have some spaces, and which is very cool. So that's it, right? Cool. Now let's now style our form inputs. Now look at this. I don't like this guy. You understand? Let us style it and let's make it better a bit. Okay, now this is what we are going to do now. Let's go back here and no, what are we styling now? We are styling the word, the inputs. Now we are styling the word, the input. Go back to this simple block.html. We want to style this input, that all the inputs are okay. Now this is what we are going to do now. I want to style the inputs that has the type of text. How many of them do we have here? Just one. All right, let's go. That's what we're going to do now. So I'm just going to, I don't need to assign the class to it. I'll just say input. Yeah, or I can just do, let's do this thing. Let's do something crazy here. Let's go back to this guy. That's CSS class for you. Now this is form group, right? But this form group has an input feed inside of it, right? Form group has an input feed inside of it. I can go back here and say the class of form group you understand, space the input that is inside of it, input feed, then use a square bracket with a type type with a type equals to text. I want to style only that one, right? And this is it now. I can say I want the width to be equals to, sorry, use the colon as equals to 100% of that container. You understand? Just check it out. Let's check it out now. This is the only input with the type of text. You understand? With the type of text, this is the only input with the type of what? Of text. You understand what I'm trying to say now? So now look at what I'm saying now. Now the input with the type of text, but it's inside the class of this form group. You understand? Go back to it now. You see this input, I'm trying to style the input that is inside of this form group. For example, if I don't want to specify this the type equals text, let's say I want to only style all the input tags that are inside this form group. I can do that without specifying. I'll just say okay, I'll just say the form group and the input field. You understand? It should have a width of 100%, and it's going to do that for me, right? Can you see? For all this, don't forget this guy is not an input. This text area is not an input, it's a text area. You understand? That's why it's not taking it. Okay, so that's it. I can easily apply the styling for all of them like that, but I would like to do it specifically, you understand? So I'm just going to say, and another way you can do this thing is that if you don't want to mention the class, you can still say input, you understand, to be equals to this guy, but you have to specify the type, okay? Though it's still going to work, right? But if you want to do this stuff, you can just say input, then square bracket, type equals to what? Text. You understand? That's what I'm styling alone, okay? I want to give you the input with the type of text to be equals to what? 100, width of 100%. What again? I want to give it a padding. You know, the text is too, you know, I mean the space of the box is too small. I'll give it a padding of what? Of 3 rem. Let's see what's going to happen to it. What again can I do to it? Hey, that's too much. I'll give it a padding of 2 rem. If 2 rem is too much, let's see. Can you see now? Or better still, instead of doing the padding, let's just give it an height. You understand? We're gonna give it padding later. That padding is too much. Let's give it an height. Let's give it an height, IGHT, to be equals to, let's choose 2 rem, or let's use 2, yeah, 2 rem is okay. 2 rem, what is it? Height equals to 2 rem. Height, it's a padding. I'm giving that input with type of text, this guy, okay? Which is cool, right? And you know, I can, yeah, this is fine. This is fine, okay? Yeah, I'm giving height of what? Of 2 rem. I'm only styling the input with the type of text, and I can go back again to style. I think that guy is okay, right? Now, let me now go the other way around again. I can still say class of form group, which is what I did before. The input inside it, which has the type of what? TYPE equals to I think I have the type of email there, right? Equals to, you put a semicolon, you put a double quotation there, equals to, I think, email. I have email. I'm only starting that email now. And look at something now. I'm giving them the same class now. They have to be the same. I'll just copy this guy with an height. I'll just give it here now. Okay. Now let's look at it now. Any type that has email is going to take the styling as well. Yeah. This guy also take the styling. Okay. Alright, what about input type password, input type dates? They are not affecting it, right? So let us start it again. I'll go again, I'll say the input type. Let me just copy this guy instead of playing. I can say, yeah, the form group has an input type of this because the input is inside the class of form group. Don't forget, that's why I asked to specify it, and I'm still going to do something about that again. I'm still going to do something on that. This is the input tag. It's inside this class, this div. This input with the type of text inside this div of class of form group. That's what I'm doing. So I'll go back again. I'll style the input type with the type of what? Password. PASSWORD. I'll save it with Ctrl S. I'll go back again. I'll do this guy. Can you now see something now? Oh, this is cool. This is awesome. This is awesome. You're already becoming a good developer. Okay, don't worry. At the end of this class, you are going to do amazing project and you are going to get it. Just make sure that you get this well. If you don't get it, you can ask a question in the comment section. If you don't get it, you can play it again and over again. You get it. Okay, so please just make sure you are doing something. Make sure you are not lazy. Make sure you are doing something. Okay, all right, let's go back to it. Now I want to start the input type with the text, input type with the type of what? Date, or input with the type of date. So you know we have so many input fields that we talked about in our previous class. You understand? And you know, you can as well, you know, go back to it and style them. Just mention the type and that's all. All right, look at this guy now. Do you know the reason why I had to style them separately? Because the other time when I styled all the inputs, you understand, even the button also obey, but I don't want my button to be longer. You understand? That's why I have to style them separately. You understand? Now what I want to style here is the text area. If I want to style the text area, it's not an input. Okay, if you go back here now, I have the text area here, which is the text area, right? So this text area, don't mind it, your might be different because I have a what's it called, a plugin that is helping me to align my code. That's why you have all this stuff here. Okay, Now, and it is called prettier. You can see if you want to download it prettier, it's going to make your code to be neater. You understand? If you want to get the extension, just go to this place, this 1 2 3 4 fifth icon here, and type prettier, PRETTI, yeah, this prettier code formatter. Then you click on it. Then you have already installed, but your own is going to show install. Then you install it. It's going to what? It's going to format your code for you. Okay, let's go back to what we are doing. Okay, now I'm going to start this text area now. You understand? The text area is just there. If it's just one that is there, but I might decide to put a class. Let's say I can decide to say class equals to, you know how to specify a class now. It's an attribute, okay, equals to double colon, right? Text area, area, and I can also call it like that. You understand? So that's it, right? Then I'm going to go back here now. I'll copy it and I'll go to this, my CSS, my external CSS. Let me close this guy, my external CSS, and I'll also do something. I'll call the class by using a dot. Then I'll go here, I'll copy this guy, I'll put it there. Okay, so that's it. So let's go. I'll save it now, and my text area should also obey. Yeah. Now, but for this text area now, I can also specify the height. You understand? You know, it's a text area, it has to have a separate height. Okay, I mean the height is supposed not to be the same with them, so I can say the height should be what? Should be 5 rem. Let's see if 5 rem is going to be cool enough. It's a text area. Okay, are you still okay with it? You don't know, at least a text area you can actually expand it or whatever. You understand? So, but let's leave that. Okay, I'm just gonna do something now. Oh, this is another project. Sorry. Let's make this guy to be 10 rem. You understand? Let's use 10 rem here, so it's gonna be nice enough. Okay, I think this, wait, is this 10 rem? Yeah, this is 10 rem by default. Okay, can you now see now you have a cool form? Okay, and if you, for example, you want this guy to the form to be smaller, you know, it depends on the container that, you know, this your particular form is inside the form group container, but because you only specify the width for the container to be 80% and the form group is also taking that group. But let's say, for example, you want the form group to be smaller. You can come here and say, okay, the form group, where's my form group? I want your own max width, maximum width for that form group. I want you to be 500 pixel. 500 pixel. If you go there now, and because you said the width of this form to be 100%, so it's going to be 100% of the what? Of the form group, because your input is inside the what? Is inside the what? Is inside the form group div. Let's go back here now and do something. So can you see something now? So you have something like this, and you can also have something here, but that's all we are doing now. And then, okay, fine. Yeah, another thing again is what? Yeah, it's fine, but what you need to do is what? You max width, right, to be this. That's why. What about if you make it to be percentage? If you want something that is going to be if you want something that is going to be responsive, you can make it to be percentage. You can say 50. I want the max width to be 50% of this guy, and it's going to be halfway. You understand? And it's going to be like this. You understand? Or if you want it to be 100% or 80%, you can do that. And but let's just leave it like that. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Okay, let's just go back here and see what we have done so far. Okay, now what again? I want to start this my button now. Let's quickly talk about this. Let's talk about this. I'll go back to my HTML, and this is the input type of button. Okay, let's go. This button is going to be a different one, right? I'll just say it's also inside the form group, right? I'll cut it out, I'll copy it, and I'll just style it. That, okay, yeah, you are the type of what? Submit. You know, that's the type, input type submit, SUBMIT. But I don't want the button to have the same style with them, and that's the reason why I have to style them separately. But if I do like this, they're going to have the same style with them, which I don't like. Okay, I want a smaller button. I'll just go here, I'll say I don't want you to be 100%. Okay, I just want the width of this button to be what? Oh, the width should be let's say 20 pixel. Let's see what's going to happen. I just need a smaller button. Okay, hey, 20 pixel is too small. Okay, let me just give it what about if I use rem? You see now that rem is bigger than pixel, so instead of me wasting my time on pixel, you understand? It is cool, right? Now if it's too big as well, I can make it to be 10 pixel. You understand? I can make it to be 10 rem, rather 10 rem. 10 rem is good. 10 rem should be fine, and you know, that's it. Okay. Now, what about the space between the text inside the button and the button? You understand? That's what I want to increase the space. It's too small, so I'm going to give it a padding. Okay, I'm going to give the button the padding. Padding of what? I'll just give it a padding of what? 0.5 rem. I'll give it a padding of 0.5 rem. I'm starting the button separately now. Can you see now? But if that's too small as well, I can give it a 0.7, something close to 1 rem. The padding. Can you see? Oh, that's cool. That's this is nice. Okay, let's just leave it at 0.5 for now. You have to check what you are doing to see if what you are doing is right. Okay, I want to give the background color BACKGROUND color. I'll give the background color of what should I give it? Let's just give it this guy. Okay, deep ink. I'm just seeing some matte color here. Can you see now? Now there's one thing I want to also do again. Let's talk about it. Okay, this is the button. I want to change the color of the text inside of the button, and that's what they call color. I'm starting the input that is inside the form group, the class of form group, and I'm starting the input that has the type of what submit. I want the color of that text to be what? To be white. Okay, just FFF is white. You understand? And you go. That's it. Fine. There are so many things I want to do about this style again. Okay. If you click on this guy here, if you click on it now, can you see that there is a black outline there? I don't want this outline. You understand? I don't want this outline when I click on it. I don't want it. Okay, I don't want it. You can also style it as well. But before that, again, I want to style all the label in my input. Since they are all going to take the same styling, I don't want the label to be black. I'll just go back here and say, go back to your HTML page. These are label. I don't even need to put the class there. I'm styling all of them together. I'll just say all the label that is inside my form group. I want to style you. Okay, I'll go back here. I'll say the class of form group. You understand? And the label inside of it. If I'm styling it, I'm not putting a class there. I'm not putting an ID, so I just call it straight up. It's a tag. Okay, I can style a tag without using a class. That's if I want to specify a general styling for all of them. So I only want the color of all of them to be equals to white. You understand? And yeah, it will be fine, but I still want to change some other thing with it. Okay, the color is now white now. Okay, this is a very cool form. Can you see something? You're already doing something great. Okay, this is a very cool stuff. Now, what again do I want? I can still specify the font size. You can play with it. This is not a real project. Font size to be equals to let's say 14 pixel. I don't know. Let's just try it. If it's fine, then you go. If it's not fine, you adjust it again. 14 pixel is smaller, right? I think it's cool like this. Yeah. What again? What I can change the font family. Okay, I've told you that you can change the font family. FAMILY. Can change the font family to something like Arial, a vertical sans serif, or anything you want. You can also export an external font, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. Okay, I think that's the font that we are. All right. Another thing I want to talk about in this input generally is that I don't want any outline for them. You can see even when you click on that button, it's showing a kind of outline here for all the inputs. Since all of them they are inputs, I can say okay, now I can now specify something general for all the inputs. Now I'll say now for all the inputs in my form group, you know, you can have other inputs elsewhere. That's why I have to mention the class here, that this I'm only styling the inputs in this div that has a class of form group, because you know, if I have other input field in another form on the same page, you understand, if I have another input field and I'm doing this now and I not put the class that they belong to, it will give the same styling for all the input on my page. You understand? But because I said okay, I'm only styling the input that is inside this class. You understand what I'm trying to say now? That inside this class of what? Of form group. You understand? I have another form here. You understand, friends? And I want to give the input another different styling. You understand? That's why I have to specify that okay, I'm styling the input tag that is inside of this this div, which is form group. Okay. Now let's go back now. I want all my inputs. I want the outline. I don't want them to have outline. Outline to be what? I want it to be none. Okay, and that's going to answer our stuff. Let's go back here now. If I now click on this now, can you see that the black stuff is not showing again? It's not showing. The outline is gone. You understand? The outline is gone. All right. So let's go back to that button input. What is the button input? Type equals submit rather. I don't want the outline. I don't want the border. You're gonna take border. It's having a border. That's why. The border. I want the border to be none. It's showing a border. I want the border to be none. I'll save it now. You see, I said border none under my input type submit. I'm here. Border is equal to none. If I go back to that page now and I refresh, check. Watch out. It's not gonna have a border again. Okay, which is fine. So why is the color off? What's wrong? Oh, something just changes background color now. What's wrong with you? Come on, give me a good color. I don't want you. I want something like let's use something like green or golden road. You understand? I'll go back here. I'll refresh. Okay, now I think I'm having a button that is in line with what I have here. Okay. So use it like a contact form that you can just add on your page and, you know, contact us, whatever, and now you're cool. You're good. You're already good. You're already doing something cool, right? You can pick a date. You can type a password. You can make things happen. You can write a message. You can hit submit button. But guess what? This is not a backend class. If you want my backend class, I'm going to be starting that soon. That we're going to be building a very nice project. Like there's one project I have here on my, I'm working on this project, and it's a complete blog project. You understand? This is the back end of the project actually. So this, I'm not done with it yet, but we're gonna be doing something like this, something as cool as these comments. You know, you can have so many stuff done, stuff like this. You can, you know, just play with it. Just trying to. So don't worry, in my next class we're gonna be talking about something cool. And if you check the front page of this stuff, it's very nice. Okay, check the front page of it. There's a front page here. Do I have it? Yeah, this is it. So, and everything is coming from the back end. I can add new posts from the back end, and you know, a lot of stuff like that. Look at the form we've just done, something like this. Can you see now? But as time goes on, you'll be able to do something better. Okay, and yeah, you can download. Sorry. Can download ebooks that have been uploaded from the back end. You understand? So when I download, can you see? All right, let's just leave the story. I'm just trying to play with you guys. All right, let's go back to our business. Okay, so I'm just trying to show you what you should be expecting in my channel, and that's why you need to subscribe to this channel, because you are going to learn a lot. You will learn a lot. I'm a full stack developer. I'm a designer, you know, so, and I'm going to teach you everything. Okay, it's just a matter of time. Okay, though I'm a very busy person, but I'm going to teach you whatever I promised to teach you. Okay, all right, so what again do we need to do? Yeah, I like this button. Let us do something to this button. Input type of button. Now let's do something. I'm just going to go back to this guy. I'll copy this guy. Yeah, let's do something. Input type. I'll just say the form. Or better still, instead of doing that, but well, fine, it's cool. Form with the input type, inputs, and with the type. If you are using the type, you will use a square bracket, then type equals double quotation mark, submit. I want to do something now. I want to do dot over, the over effect. I'll put a column here now. Then I'll say over. All right, over. If I over on this button, I want something to happen. I want the background color to change. Background color, I want the background color to be red, just for the sake of this class. So, all right. If I go here now and I refresh, if I come back to this button, now can you see something? When I over on it, the background color just changes to what? To red. Wow, this is awesome. This is awesome. Okay. Now let me go back to it again. You say I just said the input, this same styling here, the input with that is inside the class of what? Form group, that is inside the div of form group with the type of submit. If you are applying this dot over, you put the top, you put, if you are applying the over effect, you use the word a column followed by the over. There are a lot of them, and I'm going to be talking about that when we start our project, because we are going to be building a lot of projects using this CSS and HTML. You understand? And this is you want to apply an over effect to it. You call it, you select it, the form group that has an input tag with the type of submit, put a column there, then over, then you specify the class. If you want the color inside the content to change, you can as well do that, just like normal styling. I want the color to be equal to, let's say, green. You understand? Just for the sake of this, that's over. This is, you have specified the over effect. Now you go back here and you click on it. When I over it now, the color will change to the green. Okay, and that's it. And this is a very nice one. What again do I need to talk about? Yeah, let's quickly talk about one more thing so that I wrap up this class. I'll move to the next class. I'll move to the next course. In that next course, we are going to be talking about alignment, and we are going to be talking about positioning and layout in CSS. Then after that, then we talk about the pseudo classes. After that, then we walk into our project. We are going to be building a very friendly blog site, a more professional one, okay, compared to the one we did initially. Okay, let's do something now. Yeah, I'll talk about something. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that page. Let's go back to this page here. Don't mind the way you are seeing my code. It has been structured with that extension, but don't mind it. Don't mind it. Okay, let me go do something then. Let's do something again. Outside this form now. I'm outside the form. Okay, I'm outside the form. Let's just do something cool. All right. Let me create another div with the class of. Hey, look at it now. I want to create another div now. Or let me just a div with the class of container. Once I create this div with the class of container, it's going to take the styling of that container that I specify, because I've given it the same class now. You understand? Because this container, this particular div has a container, and in my CSS, I've already specified the styling for the container, that the container should have what? It should have this width and this margin of auto and this stuff. So because I put this class in that div again, it's also going to take the styling. Anything that's going to be inside here now. Let's say, for example, I just write rubbish here now and I save it. Because I specify the class to be container, and I've already started the container before, and it's a class. Any other thing that has that class, you see now, this is it, right? Okay, so that I can know that it's different. Let me just break it. Let's come there and let us break it. It's another div entirely. Let's break it. Okay, let's give it a double break so I can know what I'm doing, so that I can see what I'm doing that is different. Okay, let's go back here. It's outside it. Okay, this is the next div. But because I specify a class of container and I've already styled that class, I can't be repeating it again and start giving this another class name again and start styling it again. Since I want them to have the same background or the same styling, I just put the class there. Okay, even this button, even this guy, if instead of me doing it again over and over again, I can just specify a class and I'll put the class there. So when anything that I put the class on, we always take the styling. Okay, so that's it. Okay, all right. Oh, my battery is getting low. I think I'm going to be rounding up this class now. But before that, let me quickly do something cool. All right. This is a div, right, with the class of container, and I'm going to be having a paragraph there. Okay, you know what? Let's do something. My battery is running low now. Let me stop this class here. In the next class, I'm going to continue from where we stop. And please subscribe to my channel. It's really going to encourage me to do more. If you are yet to subscribe and click on the bell icon to always get notified. And don't miss this channel, okay? I'm going to be doing awesome stuff. And please, if you have not watched the part 1 of this video, if you have not watched the part 2, part 3, or if you've missed any part, this is the part 9 of this course. I'm teaching you from this very beginner level to become a professional web developer. And please stay tuned and see you. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.